Welcome to my Superman and Lois review of episode 3, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Now, I've really enjoyed this show. Really have enjoyed this show. I think it's had, for a CW show, very good cinematography, very good effects. All round, it's actually been really well written. The viewing figures seem to speak to that as well. A lot of people share a similar opinion. Some people don't like it because they know that, you know, the CW is going to go downhill and such forth. But we had 2 really good episodes. The pilot was great. The second episode was good. And this one is still good as well. I really liked this episode. Not without some criticism, though. The opening... Now, this is the first episode where the CGI, I would say, was noticeably bad. Because the first episode was great. I liked all of the CGI. All the effects were actually really decent. They're not standout and amazing. It's not movie quality, but it was a good TV CG. It all worked. But I think they went a little bit overboard with this one. We open with Superman needing to go off and fly somewhere to stop a bridge collapsing, and I think they just overworked themselves. The budget doesn't stretch to working a bridge in CG, and it just looked just a little bit off. Just a little bit off, but it's small criticism. This entire season, or series should I say, is of course Clark Kent exploring being a dad and juggling being a dad and Superman, but then also everything that takes into account, which is his son getting powers and how to control them, and him sort of learning from his own experiences and whether they were right for him but not right for his son. Some of the commentary from the son is getting a little bit irritable now. They do act like... They still act like they don't know that their dad's Superman in some senses. You know, or maybe they don't fathom the responsibility that Superman has, being Superman, having to save the world and protect everyone. So he obviously has been listening into them, and there's some kind of commentary on that and how he shouldn't listen into them and he needs to trust them and things like this. But when they realise, like, to me, I would see that as a benefit. Like, you would obviously naturally go, it's a bit weird that you're listening in, but he says, I don't do it all the time. It's like, yeah, of course he wouldn't do it all the time. But you would still want him to do that and look after you. But then there's some commentary with Lois and things like that. So I can kind of overlook it. But it's just some of the way that they react. You know, like his son joins the football team and is smashing people left, right and centre. He's in close proximity to his brother. So again, there's that theory that he's only going to be able to access his powers when he's near his brother and things like this. So he's smashing into people and they're flying off left, right and centre. And obviously, naturally, Clark is going to be a bit like, steady on, mate. Let's be careful here. You know, you are super powered. So can we just, you know, and then, oh, you don't want me to do this and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, come on. You would understand. You would have that comprehension. Maybe. I don't know. So some of the commentary from the boy is a bit irritating now. But I'm hoping it's going to go somewhere. And it seems to be, because they're using it as the learning curve for Superman to understand that some of the things that he was told to do by his father, Jonathan Kent, are not necessarily right for everyone and not right for his son. So he's trusting in his son more than his father trusted in him. And I get that. I think that that's nice. I think that it's a good way of doing it. But maybe downplay the aggro, you know, whiny little bitch of a son just a little bit. Just bring it down a little bit. Rein it in. So that all happens, right? Whiny son joining the football team and finally taking on the bullies. And I did like that, actually. I liked the fact that he took him down and he was like, look, you know, I shouldn't have kissed her. It was your girlfriend. It was a dick move. I'm sorry. And then there's that mutual respect between them when he picks him up from the floor. I liked that. I did actually think that was really decent. Now, there was no additional Luthor issue in this episode. There was no Luthor lurking around. There was nothing like that. And I feel that that's good, actually. You can't have this character in all the time being this constant looming threat. He said in the last episode he's going to need a new suit or a new ship and all this kind of stuff, right? Makes perfect sense. He is going to be away for a little bit. He's not going to have one like that, just pulling him out of his arse. So I like the fact that they're giving him a bit of a break. And they're also weaving in a new thing, which I really like, which is connected with what Lois has been doing this whole time, which is trying to take down Morgan Edge. So she starts learning that Morgan Edge people have been disappearing around Morgan Edge in these other towns that he's come to, just like he's coming now to Smallville to work the workers and open up mines and all this kind of stuff. And when she's doing this, these journalist stories work. These are great. Give her something to do, make her a pivotal part of this, and weave it in with Superman. Bring him into it, just like they're doing. So she's going off and doing this, and there's a man tracking her down. And at one point they set fire to her car, and I'm like, epic, really, really good. This is going somewhere now. Like it a lot, And then from there, my camera's going a bit blurry. And then from there, she then gets a new lead, another new lead. And then it turns out this guy's got superpowers. And I'm like, what? What? How's he got superpowers? Because she goes in to a room where she's supposed to meet with these new leads. And she has to call for Superman. And he goes, that won't help you. And it's a great line. And she goes, no, but he will. Or something like that. And he just smashes through the wall. Lightning speed. Because he is literally in Smallville, isn't he? Lightning speed. But this guy doesn't go down. And he's like, bah, 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 smashing him in the gut and stuff. And he doesn't go down. He doesn't go down. And he has to freeze breath him. And go to town, punching the crap out of him. For him to go down. And there's a moment where you go, oh, okay. Superman is actually on the floor, getting the beat down here. What is going on? And this does happen. He is the Man of Steel. But superpowered villains do turn up and they do beat him down. So I found that was exciting. Because this guy is clearly working for Morgan Edge. And there's clearly more at play here. And I'm like, well, what is it? What's going on? I love to know these things. And anyway, Superman smashes the guy through the walls and says he's gone fine, and he gets the source, the contact to hospital. And then they end on a bit of a stinger, right? This is what you could say, this is an interim episode where we need to lay some framework. So it sounds like not a lot happened, but it definitely did. Framework with the boys, hopefully becoming a little bit more gelled with Smallville, and Morgan Edge becoming more of a threat. Actually, something serious there happening, which it needed to, because he can't just be this businessman that's just looming around. He has to have more to himself. So it closes with this guy, this superpowered guy, on the phone to Morgan Edge, saying blah 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 blah. Well, how can she go and how can she help this situation? Blah blah blah. And then this woman standing in front of him, heat vision eyes, kills him, and then walks off and goes, it's done. Presumably to Morgan Edge. And I'm like, okay. Not Kryptonian? Kryptonian? I don't know. How have they got superpowers? How have they got the powers of Krypton? What's going on? And I think that's great. I love it. It's a good interim episode. CGI effects, a little over the top. Bring it back down. Whiny bitch of a son, bring it back down. But all in all, really liked it. But it's not perfect, but it's a damn good show. You could pick any show apart, but this is good, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I still really like Tyler Hoechlin as well. I think he's good. And Lois Lane's great. What a great character. And even the boys now, not super annoying. So anyway, let me know if you have seen it. I am curious, very, very curious, as to where they are going to be going with this now, moving forwards, just because they're laying some epic, epic groundwork here. So let me know what you think down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Thanks so much. Take care.